Hello, and welcome to this daily hypnosis session to cultivate a positive mindset. Please note that hypnosis should only be used in a safe and comfortable setting. Do not listen to this session while driving, operating heavy machinery, or in any situation where your full attention is required. Please consult a healthcare provider if you have any concerns about using hypnosis for your mental well-being. And now, on to the hypnosis. You know, sometimes it's interesting to think about the different ways we experience our world. And as you're sitting there comfortably, listening to my voice, you might begin to notice how effortlessly your mind can start to drift and wander, like a leaf to be floating down a stream. And isn't it fascinating how easily you can imagine that? Now there's something naturally calming about the notion of floating, just as there's something calming about the subtle rhythm of your own breath. And as you listen to me, you might also tune in to the sound of your breath, in and out. Almost like waves caressing a tranquil shore. You could become more relaxed, but you don't have to. Not until you're ready to let go and enjoy this experience fully. And maybe you've heard stories, the kind where heroes and heroines go on adventures, perhaps to find hidden treasures. It's almost as if their journey is an invitation for you to go on your own inner journey now. You know, people often find the most valuable treasures are discovered in the most unexpected places. And as you begin to turn inward, allow your consciousness to dive deeper, there's no telling what splendid wonders you may uncover. Each word I speak might allow you to drift further and deeper, like those moments just before sleep when the world fades away. You're left with an expansive ocean of possibility. The deeper you go, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the deeper you go. And you know, there's a fascinating thing about depth. Whether it's the depth of an ocean or the depth of your unconsciousness, each layer holds its own mysteries, its own kind of beauty. And as you've begun this inward journey, you might become curious about how much deeper you could go, or while being entirely secure in this experience. And have you ever been in a forest where the trees are so tall they almost seem to touch the sky? The deeper into the forest you walk, the more enveloping the sense of peace becomes. Almost as if the trees themselves are whispering serenity to you. And you could let yourself go deeper now, almost as if you're walking through that mystical forest, surrounded by towering trees of calmness and tranquility. And there are those places, perhaps a cozy room or a secluded beach where time itself seems to stretch and bend. It's almost like the outside world fades away, leaving you in a sanctuary of inner peace. And maybe you've already found that sanctuary within yourself, a space where you feel completely at ease. And each time I say the word deeper, you find that sanctuary expanding, becoming richer, enveloping you more completely. Remember, each layer you explore, that make you more receptive to the positive change you seek. There's a wonderful realization that the deeper you are in this state, the more you stand to gain from this session. After all, the most beautiful pearls are found in the deepest waters. Now imagine for a moment what life would be like if you always held a positive perspective. You could easily find the silver lining in every situation, no matter how daunting it may appear. And you know, when people cultivate a garden, they can choose the seeds they plant. In the same way, you can choose the thoughts you allow to flourish in the landscape of your mind. You might remember a time when you successfully faced the challenge, and as you recall that moment, a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, you might find that the seeds of positivity were already within you. And as those seeds begin to grow now, you could notice how your inner strength and resilience magnify. Resilience is such a potent quality. You see, resilient people often have a knack for seeing things in a favorable light. They may have discovered that positive thoughts are like sunlight and nourishment for the soul. You could find yourself adopting that way of seeing the world, and as you do, you might just realize how empowering it is to focus on what uplifts you. And isn't it interesting how your beliefs shape your reality? It's like you're a sculptor of your own life, molding it with the clay of your thoughts and feelings. And I'm sure you've heard the saying, seeing is believing. But it's equally true that believing is seeing. And you could discover a whole new perspective as you believe in your own ability to cultivate positivity every single day. And stories are so powerful, aren't they? We tell stories to make sense of our lives. And some people think that this story is written by external circumstances. And yet you might consider the exhilarating possibility that you're the author of your story. And now, as an author, you have creative freedom, don't you? You could pen chapters full of optimism, love, and joy. And the more you write, the easier it becomes to create a narrative infused with positivity. If you've ever held a magnifying glass to the sun, you know how it can focus the light into a powerful beam. Your attention works in a similar way. Wherever you direct your focus, energy follows. So imagine just for a moment that you're holding that mental magnifying glass. What happens when you focus it on positive, empowering thoughts? Perhaps those thoughts become more radiant and their energy starts to affect all areas of your life, leading you to find more happiness and less stress. Many people find that a positive mindset isn't just a solitary endeavor, it also enriches the lives of those around them. And as your positivity blooms, you might notice how it acts like a beacon, attracting others who are also on a path of constructive growth. It's almost as if your positivity creates a field of good vibes around you, and the people who enter that field can't help but be influenced by it. And let's not forget the power of gratitude. You could think of something you're grateful for, big or small. It doesn't really matter what it is, only that it brings a smile to your face. And as you focus on this gratitude, you might find that it amplifies the positive emotions within you, much like how watering a plant helps it grow. When you make it a practice to acknowledge the good in your life, you'll find that more good flows to you. Of course, cultivating a positive mindset isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, much like tending to a garden. Yet, the more you invest in this mental garden, the more bountiful your harvest will be. So, whenever you need a boost, remember, you can always tap into this endless reserve of positivity within you. And now, as you've been on this enriching journey, enveloped by layers of positivity and tranquility, it's nearly time to bring your awareness back to the present moment. You know, sometimes when people return from a trip, they feel refreshed, like they've been given a new lens through which to view the world. And you might feel something similar as you begin to wake, a rejuvenated sense of perspective enriched with positivity. Let's imagine for a moment that your entire being is like a sponge, soaked with optimism and gratitude. And as you begin to rise from this deeply relaxed state, you could carry these sensations with you, letting them color your thoughts, your actions, and even your interactions with others. The interesting thing about waking up is how easily you can carry the treasures found in your deeper states into your everyday life. And in a moment on the count of 5, you'll find yourself fully awake, feeling refreshed, reinvigorated, and ready to embrace the world with your newfound positive mindset. 1. Becoming aware of your surroundings. 2. Feeling energy return to your limbs. 3. Taking a deep, uplifting breath. 4. Eyes beginning to flutter open. And 5. Wide awake, now feeling absolutely wonderful. And whenever you find yourself in a challenging situation or facing an obstacle, you might just remember the seeds of positivity you've planted today. And as you recall this feeling, you'll find that your ability to see things optimistically will effortlessly guide you. It's as if the universe is conspiring in your favor, turning even challenges into stepping stones for your continued growth and happiness. I hope this session has been a beneficial and enlightening experience for you. And as you go about your day, you may walk through life with a garden of positivity blooming within you. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.